Hey everybody, Justin Barber, Mindful Barbarian. So, today we're out on a hike in Patty Canyon in Missoula, Montana. We're in Crazy Canyon. And we were talking about something that I think everybody could learn from. And it's a controversial topic that might make you uncomfortable, but it's unconditional love. What do I mean by this? Well, what am I thinking about unconditional love? Well, what I'm saying is, I think unconditional love is bullshit. That's right. I think it's bullshit. And I think it's kind of a dangerous concept. Or at least it's not a good thinking one, not a better thinking one. So, the reason, better stop hiking, stop for a sec. Whew. I guess walking uphill and talking to a phone isn't maybe the best idea. So unconditional love, I think, is bullshit. Why? Well, I think every single relationship has conditions. Everyone. You know, think about that, like your parents, your kids even. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as unconditional love. I mean, cultists might have unconditional love for their cult leader, where a cult leader can abuse them and do awful things to them and they love them anyway. But I think you should recognize and think about this idea that there is no such thing as unconditional love. Because, let me elaborate. And why do I think it's dangerous? Well, anybody can do something to you and cause you to not love them anymore, even your kids. And you might feel good, you know, if you say, oh no, I love my kids unconditionally. Really? What if your kid was a serial killer? What if your kid was doing some pretty evil shit? Then what? You love them unconditionally? Really? You know, you love people? No. Love people that do bad things to you? No. There's lines. What I'm saying is the healthy way to be is to have boundaries. The healthy way to be is to say, look, recognize, it's not unconditional. Like, there are conditions. If there are conditions, there's repercussions for your actions. There's repercussions for their actions. So, you know, if you think that you have to put up with everybody's bullshit, well, you might put up with things you shouldn't put up with. When you need to draw a line in the sand and say, nope, that's not okay. What if your spouse is having affairs on you all the time? You know, what if eventually you got to draw a line, right? What if, like I say, what if you find out your kid is Jeffrey Dahmer and they're a cannibal and they're eating people? You love them? You love that? You might love them for some other stuff, but you could draw the line there and say, yeah, no, what if they're stealing from you all the time? What if, you know, anything. You can come up with a million hypothetical situations. How do you still love them? And if you tell me that the reason is because your religion tells you to, do you really love them though? I think that's, no. I've got a friend, we were talking about this. He watches these videos, so he's gonna know I'm talking about him. And I said one day this very same thing. And he gave me the religious platitudes that he's, you know, been brought up with, and I think he believes that. I think he believes that he's got unconditional love. So I started giving a couple of hypothetical situations. Now they're extreme hypotheticals. I said, what if you come home and you find your wife is eating your kid? No, she's not gonna do that. Probably she's not gonna do that. But she's not gonna do that, right? And are you gonna still love her? You're gonna determine what? That it was not okay, and that's not good. But what are you gonna do? You know, your feelings are gonna change, is my point. Like, that's a line. You find out that your wife is eating your kid or whatever, something crazy, but you know, it's a situation. So say that happens, okay, no, you're not gonna stay in love with this person. You're not gonna have trust with them. You're not gonna trust them with your other two kids because she just ate your kid. You know, that's how it works. So apply this in many ways. Think about your relationships. Simple exercise. Do people do things to you that you don't think are okay? Should you put up with it? Should you give yourself an empty platitude to say, oh, well, no, I love unconditionally because I'm supposed to do that? No, I think that's harmful. Now, this is an uncomfortable idea because I think you can think, well, oh boy, well, if things are unconditional, or if everything's unconditional, are you going to leave me? Or, you know, am I going to do something that is going to cause you to not love me? Well, Yeah, that's how it works, right? That's how it should work. In a healthy relationship, let's say it's a love life relationship or a parent-kid relationship, it's a two-way street. You know, it's a two-way street. You give and you take. You have boundaries. You know what you can't do. Now think about it. You got people in your life that have done some bullshit, and you still might love them, right? But it doesn't mean you got to take their bullshit. It's not some unconditional mandate that you have to take their bullshit. You don't. And no such thing as unconditional love. So I like to put out some thought-provoking questions while I'm in a really cool environment in Missoula, you know? So anyway, this is an uncomfortable topic, right? I like uncomfortable topics. I like to provoke some thought. I think it's kind of like working out, or it's kind of like hiking around up here. If you're not breaking a sweat, you know, metaphorical sweat, you're probably not going to build some muscle. So if you don't have some uncomfortable thoughts sometimes, maybe you're not going to grow. So if you think unconditional love is the thing, and you think I'm all wrong, tell me in the comments. Start a fight with me. Go ahead. Or refine my thinking. Definitely, I'm open to being refined about anything. So, well, most anything. So, let's hear it. Also, like, subscribe, and seize the day.